Welcome to CARICOMP Insider, where high-tech facial recognition meets real-world intelligence.
A deepfake detector scores 99.8% accuracy in the lab. Then it hits a real video, compressed, grainy, pulled from a WhatsApp chat, and it performs about as well as flipping a coin. That's not a hypothetical. That's what the research actually shows. If you've ever received a video from someone and wondered whether it was real, this matters to you. If you've ever relied on facial recognition to build a case or verify an identity, this matters even more. According to Deloitte, fraud powered by generative AI could cost $40 billion a year in the US by 2027. And the tools we're counting on to catch that fraud? They've been tested almost entirely on clean, perfect images that look nothing like real evidence. That gap between the lab and the field is where people get hurt. Wrongful accusations, missed fakes, misplaced trust. If that makes you uneasy, it should. But understanding exactly where these tools break down is how you stop feeling powerless. So why does a tool that aces every test suddenly fail when it matters most? It starts with compression. Every time a video travels through email, a conferencing app, or social media, the platform squeezes the file to make it smaller. That squeezing removes tiny details, pixel connections, color gradients, frame transitions. Deepfake detectors are trained to spot exactly those kinds of tiny inconsistencies. But compression creates the same inconsistencies in completely legitimate videos. So the detector can't tell the difference between a real video that's been compressed and a fake video that's been manipulated. The article's analogy nails it. Imagine training someone to spot counterfeit $20 bills using only pristine, museum-conditioned fakes under perfect lighting. Sharp printing, clean paper, consistent color. Now send that person into a dim bar to check crumpled bills worn down by years in wallets. They'd miss every counterfeit that didn't match their training. That's exactly what happens to these algorithms. They were never trained on the messy, degraded footage that shows up in real investigations or real inboxes. And the problem gets worse when images shrink. According to peer-reviewed research, once an image drops below 500 pixels, detection rates collapse to between 44 and 52%. That's barely better than guessing. And 60% of deepfakes in the study fell into that low-resolution category. Many AI generators produce images at fixed sizes, 256 by 256 pixels, for example. Then social media platforms compress them further. By the time you see that image, the subtle artifacts a detector needs are gone. For an analyst running a case, that means the evidence they're checking may have already been stripped of the clues the tool needs. For anyone scrolling their feed, it means that suspicious photo a friend forwarded might be undetectable, not because the technology doesn't exist, but because the image has been degraded past the point where the technology works. Now, this isn't only a deepfake problem. Facial comparison tools, the ones used at airports, border crossings, and in criminal investigations, hit the same wall. According to researchers at Carnegie Mellon's Psi Lab Biometrics Center, once someone's head turns past about 30 degrees from center, confidence scores drop by 30 to 40%. 30 degrees isn't dramatic. You might not even notice it in a photo. But for the algorithm, it's not a minor adjustment. It's a completely different category of result. Yet the benchmarks these tools are scored on use frontal-facing, well-lit, high-resolution portraits. That's not what a parking lot security camera captures. It's not what a doorbell cam records at night. So why do those 99% accuracy numbers keep showing up? Because they're real under specific conditions. NIST benchmarks are rigorous and valuable for tracking progress in the field. But they test controlled, high-resolution imagery with consistent lighting and minimal compression. Vendors publish those numbers because they come from credible institutions, and they look impressive. Most buyers never think to ask what happens after the image gets compressed, resized, or captured at a bad angle. NIST itself acknowledges that due to the uniqueness of each deployment environment, operational results may differ from benchmark results. A tool might perform beautifully at an airport e-gate and fail completely on a rainy street or inside a crowded stadium. One more finding that stopped me. When researchers compared human examiners against AI classifiers, they found something surprising about disagreements. In 80 to 89% of cases where humans and algorithms disagreed, the human was right and the algorithm was wrong. Experienced examiners caught fakes the tools missed, picking up on things like anatomical oddities, lighting that didn't match the scene, or objects that just didn't make physical sense. Algorithms struggle with those semantic cues. But humans can't process thousands of images an hour. Each side fails where the other succeeds. That tension is where the real work of detection lives. The most dangerous thing in this space isn't a bad algorithm. It's a good score earned under conditions that don't match reality. A 99% benchmark number isn't a lie. But treating it as a guarantee on your evidence, that's where trust becomes risk. So 3 things to carry with you. 1. Deepfake detectors and facial recognition tools are tested on clean, perfect images that look nothing like what shows up in real life. 2. Compression, low resolution, and even a slight head turn can cut accuracy in half or worse. 3. A high accuracy score without knowing the test conditions is a confidence number, not a reliability measure. Whether you're building a case or just trying to figure out if a video is real, the question isn't, how accurate is this tool? It's, how accurate is this tool on footage that looks like mine? Full breakdowns in the show notes.
Now you know something most people in this industry don't. Use it. And when you're ready to put it to work, caracomp.com. We'll see you tomorrow.